Pride of Higara. This is Captain Soban of the fleet, Farron Shah. Looks like you could use a hand. Attention all Sobani, pick your targets and engage.
Hello everyone. Hello. This is Captain Soban. Welcome aboard to start. Well, let me see. Maybe go ahead and bring this back down. I didn't realize that was so loud. Anyways, didn't realize the sound effects in the games were so loud. Anyways, this is Captain Soban. Welcome aboard to Starship in Normal Prize for another episode of Homeworld Cataclysym Hardcore Testing Series. Whereas I slowly develop this mod and adjust the ships to the way I want them to be, we're just gonna be testing them and hanging out and watch the carnage and see like all the different adjustments that have been going on, I guess. I think I said adjustments like 4 times that sentence. Anyways, today we are going to be testing the Turanic Raider Carrier, and I have made some adjustments to it. So first off, the Turanic Raider Carrier has 290,000 health. In Classic, I believe it had 285,000 health, so I just gave it a 5,000 health buff for the 10 years of development, because I'm pretty sure the Turanic Raider Carriers wouldn't care too much about upgrading their armor that much. They have the 2 ions in front that do, I believe I've said to do 210 DPS. It says they do 23 in the description, but I've set the Turanic Raider Carriers to use their ions for 2.75 seconds, I believe, with a cooldown of 1.5. I think that's what I set it down to. Anyways, they use their ions for 60% of the time, where the Titan use their ions for 35% of the time. So the Turanic Raider's ions are going to be active a lot more than the Titan. Which is why the Titan does more damage, quote unquote, but the Turanic Raiders do less, even though overall they do more, if that makes any sense. Hopefully that does. I've changed out the 4 primary guns around the ions to be plasma bombs, and they're rapid fire plasma bombs. I think they shoot every 2.5 seconds. And they do about 57 damage per plasma bomb, so that is a decent amount of DPS. That's about actually, that's probably like around 50. It's a decent amount of DPS for the secondary guns, and then all the other projectiles I made rapid fire point defense guns. By rapid fire, I mean like they shoot every second or every 1.2 seconds. They have a fast attack speed, but not as fast as it is in Cataclysm, because I think the Cataclysm attack speed is way too fast. The point defense systems in Cataclysm have attack speed of 0.25, which is incredibly fast. So, and I made it up by slowing down the attack speed, but making the bullets travel faster, which means that the bullets have a higher chance of hitting the target. They only do 15 damage, so again, it's a point defense system. It's definitely been nerfed to the ground compared to the way it was when we tested the Turanic Raiders a little while ago. Anyways, let's get into the fight.
Receiving.
Now, the Turanic Raider Carrier, I have always decided, or I always have set it to where it is more powerful than a destroyer, but not as powerful as a heavy cruiser. So it should easily win this fight by about 30-35%, no problem. But if you put this up against like the Quara Jet or the Kushan heavy cruiser, it'll easily lose by about 40-50%. I think it's even more than that. So yeah, let's get into this.
Be advised that is a friendly. Online. Be advised that is a friendly.
So as you can see, the secondary weapon plasma bombs are going off. You can see them going up. They are definitely quick and at rapid fire, which is nice. And then you have the rapid fire ion cannons in front. They don't last long, but they have a fast recharge rate, so they can fire for a pretty good majority of the time. And those plasma bombs also have kickback too, so they can push ships around. Now, I am going to make it to where if you use the Turanic Raider Carrier, either in the campaign or multiplayer, if you unlock energy, you can upgrade the secondary weapons or the point defense weapons to be energy cannons. I still got to balance that out a little bit because since they move so quickly, they end up putting so much mass behind the energy cannons that it ends up pushing frigates away, which is a little bit extreme. So I need to adjust that to make it fine line, or make it a little bit more usable, or a little bit more less OP, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so how are we doing? You're at 89% health, and our destroyer test subject is at 87% health.
Receiving.
Makes a good amount of sense. So let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. Alright, our Titan destroyer is now at 80% health. Our Turanic Raider Carrier is now at about 82 as well. There's about a 4% difference right now.
Ready to go.
So it's definitely still in the destroyer class, but it's on the upper end of the destroyer class spectrum, I guess would be the appropriate word.
Roger, command.
Alright, let's speed this up until our destroyer gets down to 60% health. There we go.
Ready to go.
Our carrier is at 69% health now.
Online.
So our carrier is definitely pulling away as the the Titan destroyer slowly loses its health. Or slowly loses its DPS from its damage it's taken to its ship. Now, with the Turanic Raiders having rapid-fire ion cannons, it means they won't be as effective, or won't lose as much DPS from the damage that they take compared to Titan. Titan's ions get really, really slow the more and more damage they take, where since these ones recharge every 2.75 seconds, it'll only be like 5 seconds or 6 seconds or maybe even 8 seconds at the most on recharge time compared to 30 seconds on the Titan. So just something to keep in mind. Titan are definitely going to need assistance if they can't handle the battle. Alright, destroyer's down to 40% health. Turanic Raider Carriers 55%. So yeah, it's definitely pulling away from the amount of damage it's taking compared to the Titan.
Roger, command.
You can definitely see that the projectiles are slowing down. They're not as rapid as they were. That's such a weird and interesting feature in this game. Or in Cataclysm. Let's get down to 20.
Online.
And the battle carrier has 43%. Not bad, it's not even on fire yet. But you can tell, you watch the Turanic Raider Carrier, it'll use its beams like 2 or 3 times before the Titan uses their beams now. Because even though they're slowed down, their regeneration speed is fast enough to where they still can use it quite frequently compared to the Titan.
Receiving.
Alright, speed this all the way through. This Titan's attack speed's getting so slow.
Ready to go.
Turanic Raider Carriers on fire, it's down to 36% health. That attack speed for his ions is still pretty decent. What about the plasma bombs? The plasma bombs are definitely slower. It's still not too bad.
Ready to go.
And there goes the Titan carrier, or Titan destroyer.
Online.
And 34%. That's about where I want it to be. So perfect. So definitely against one Titan destroyer, the Turanic Raider Carrier will be able to kill it, but it will be severely damaged at the end result of the battle. Okay, Let us grab the rest of our carriers and tell them all to fight the rest of the Titan destroyers and see how the group battle does. Alright, so we got all of our ships in position. We have 14 destroyers versus 15 battle carriers, because I'm going to just include the one that's been severely damaged. And let's see which one wins.
Be advised that is a friendly. Ready to go. Be advised that is a friendly.
Here we go.
Online.
Setting assigned Group 1.
Roger, command.
Setting assigned Group 2.
Let's go, destroyers! I believe in you! Use your beams! Don't get too close, otherwise those point defense systems are gonna do some damage. They shouldn't do near as much damage as they used to, but they can still pack a punch because they have 6 of them.
Stand by Group 1.
And Turanic Raider Carriers are taking just a slight amount of damage at the moment. How many of the Titan are actually using everything? They're using a lot of things. There's too many sounds going on.
Group 1 is taking friendly
He doesn't know
fire.
what to do. Too many weapons going off!
Stand by Group 1.
Titan's still looking pretty good. They seem to be spreading a lot of their damage. This Turanic Raider Carrier is targeting a lot of different weapons or a lot of different systems. Not bad, not bad. This would be a very interesting fight, especially if the Turanic Raiders had this many carriers.
Stand by Group
It'd be a little bit concerning. But not bad. They seem to be focusing on the one that's weak, which is nice.
2. Warning. Group is taking friendly fire.
Group is always taking friendly fire. They're part of the experiment. This one's getting up close and personal with some of the ones up here. Are you using any of your weapons? You're using your plasma bombs. A lot of firepower being thrown around.
Stand by Group 2.
Turanic Raider Carriers. A lot of them look like they are taking some damage.
Stand by Group 1.
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you know what you're doing either. My. I think my destroyers are being pushed back by all the plasma bombs being thrown off. Which is pretty interesting.
Stand by Group 2.
Very intéressant. Very interessant indeed. Yeah, I think that's what's happening with this guy. He keeps being pushed back by the plasma bombs.
Stand by Group 1.
Alright, let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit.
Warning. Group is taking friendly fire.
Yeah, that's what's happening. They're getting attacked by so many of the plasma bombs, it keeps pushing them back.
Stand by Group 2.
Ooh, they're about to lose the weakened Turanic Raider Carrier. It's getting very close to dying. All the other Turanic Raider Carriers so far look good.
Adding ships to Group 2.
That one for some reason wasn't added in, which is funny. So they are about to lose one.
Receiving. Ready to go.
And it's dead.
Ship destroyed.
Stand by Group 1. Stand by Group 2.
Okay. So we are now
Group one
even,
is
14-14.
taking friendly fire. Stand by Group 1.
This guy just keeps getting pushed back, which is, I find that pretty hilarious. Because he keeps getting close, and then their secondary weapons will engage him, and then he'll just be pushed back by all the plasma bombs. Interesting side effect. I may have to reduce the amount of pushback that those plasma bombs have. Although a battle like this in the campaign probably won't actually happen. Yeah, he's getting hit by a lot of plasma bombs. That's funny. Physics games.
Stand by Group 1.
They're so much fun. Anyways, everything still kind of looks even.
Stand by Group 2.
No one is really close to dying, but no one also has a lot of damage yet. So let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit.
Warning. Group is taking friendly fire.
Speed it up for a few minutes.
Group 1 is taking friendly fire. Stand by Group 1.
Alright, and how are we doing now? A lot of the Turanic Raider Carriers are kind of mostly the same. There's a few that are damaged. None of them are really being concentrated on. This one looks like he has the most damage, because I think he has 2 of them concentrating on him. A lot of them really don't have a whole lot of damage.
Stand by Group 1.
The destroyers have taken a lot of damage. Some of them are getting in yellow. Let's go ahead and continue speeding up the game.
Warning. Group is taking friendly fire.
Boop boop.
Stand by Group 2.
Alright, now we have one Turanic Raider carrier that's in the yellow. I think that was the one that was being hit a lot by the other destroyers.
Group 1 is taking friendly fire.
And the rest just kind of look like they're taking just a little bit of damage. Like this one is... Did you have the little bomb things coming out? You do, so you're less than 60%.
Stand by Group 2.
We have a lot of destroyers here that are taking a lot of damage, so they've lost a lot of their DPS. I do expect the Turanic Raiders to win. Ooh, that one's on fire.
Stand by Group 2.
But I am curious to see how well they'll win.
Stand by Group 1.
Speed up the game more.
Warning. Group
This
is
guy's
taking
just
friendly
being pushed
fire.
back and forth. That's amazing.
Stand
Okay,
by Group 2.
we still have one Turanic Raider carrier on fire. The rest over here have taken like some damage, but not a lot.
Stand by Group 1.
And we have a lot of our
Group 1 is
destroyers
taking
that
friendly
are
fire.
really getting close to dying. Let's continue speeding up. Whew.
Warning. Group is taking friendly fire.
We have 5 destroyers here that are now in the red. A couple of them that are severely damaged, where they're barely even doing any damage whatsoever now.
Stand by Group 1.
This guy is just getting pushed all over the place. I feel so bad for him.
Stand by Group 1.
He's in the yellow now. Oh, and also I found out that the engines and whatnot also perform less when you take more damage, which means abilities or like weapons that push you around are more effective against weaker targets, because they don't have the engine power to stabilize the ship when they're being pushed around like they do when they have full health. So that's another interesting thing I need to balance around with like Cataclysm.
Stand by Group 2.
They have one Turanic Raider carrier that's in the red. We got a couple of them getting close to the yellow mark. I mean, they have a decent amount of damage taken to them.
Ship destroyed.
Ooh, we
Stand
lost
by
our
Group
first
1.
destroyer. Oh boy. We have a couple more that are getting very close to dying. As we lose more and more weapons can concentrate more on them. I'm curious to see if they'll push them around with the plasma bombs. Speed up a little bit more. We're
Warning.
1, 2,
Group is
3,
taking friendly
4,
fire.
5 destroyers now. They're all in the red. One in the yellow. This guy over here is getting close to being in the yellow.
Stand by Group 2.
We do have one Turanic Raider Carrier that is severely damaged. So that's good. The rest, one's in the yellow. One up here that's in the yellow. The rest have some. Ooh, another one's in the yellow. Okay, so there are a lot of damage going on to the Turanic Raider Carriers. And we are slowing down their DPS by damaging them.
Stand by Group 1.
But, oh my god, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 destroyers in the red. 2 of them are about to die. They have like, wow. Yeah, all of these are about to die right now. So much damage! So much damage!
1 is taking friendly fire.
There's stealing our pizzas!
Commandeered ship destroyed.
Out there, they steal our pizzas! Yep, and you're dead.
Commandeered ship destroyed.
There's 2. Yeah. They are getting annihilated. Ooh, you are focusing on this one, though.
Stand by Group 1.
So we might be able to get one of them killed before this entire group of Turanic Raider destroyers die. I don't know why I said Turanic Raider destroyers. Titan destroyers. I just combined them both together.
Stand by Group 2. Stand by Group 1.
Online. Roger, Command.
No, I just want this guy.
Ready to go.
He's at 6%. So yeah, he's
by Group 1.
definitely going to be dying here shortly.
Commandeered
There
ship
goes that destroyer.
destroyed.
Got a couple more. They're really, really
Group is
damaged.
taking friendly fire. Stand by Group 2.
At least it does look like their DPS for their plasma bombs is slowing down to the point where they're not pushing the ships around too much anymore. I mean, he's still being pushed. But he's also being concentrated by 2 carriers.
Stand by Group 1.
So he is not going to survive that much longer.
Stand by Group 2.
Ooh! We killed one! Nope, never mind.
Stand by
That was a
Group 1.
destroyer. He just didn't say anything. But
Stand
we
by Group
have... This guy is about to die, so we're about to actually kill one of the Turanic Raider Carriers. Come on, come on. At least kill one!
Commandeered ship destroyed.
Nice.
Stand by Group 1.
Okay, but that's probably the only thing that they're going to actually accomplish.
Commandeered ship destroyed.
Because we're down to 8 destroyers.
Stand by Group 2.
There is a Turanic Raider carrier up here on fire, though. So that's good. And we have a couple more in the yellow. Ooh, that one's just now entered the red. Okay, so he might actually be able to die before we kill the rest of them.
Stand by Group 1.
Oop, but this destroyer is about to die. The one that's been pushed around for like the entire match.
Commandeered ship destroyed.
Same with this one. He's about to die.
Commandeered ship destroyed.
Ooh boy, down to 6. And 4 of them are in the yellow. And we're starting to be pushed around because of all the plasma bombs being thrown around. This is going to make the Turanic Raiders quite difficult. I mean, if there's this many Turanic Raiders, of course. Which there won't be. It's just an interesting development.
Warning. Group is taking friendly fire. Stand by Group 1.
I never really realized the pushback of plasma bombs can be so effective against ships that are like severely damaged and they can't like use their engines to try to recover because they're weakened. It's a very interesting development. I have to remember about that.
Stand by Group 2.
But all of our destroyers are now in the yellow. So our destroyers have like aren't going to do near as much DPS as they're supposed to. I don't think
Stand by Group
they're
1.
going to have enough to actually beat one more of these Turanic Raider carriers before they die. So many plasma bombs. I love those plasma
Is
bombs.
taking friendly fire.
I think it's so cool that I made the Turanic Raiders have plasma bombs. don't know.
Group
It
1.
just felt like they needed something else other than projectiles. Oh boy. Oh boy. 2 destroyers in the red.
Stand by Group 1.
They might be able to beat this one. There's a lot of secondary fire and some primary fire going up against this guy. So they might be able to kill this one before they die.
Stand by Group 1.
But there is a lot of plasma bombs being thrown around. There's also some kinetic defense turrets hitting them too. But those don't do near as much damage as they used to.
Warning. Group is taking friendly fire. Stand by Group 2.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 of the Turanic Raider Carriers in the yellow, and 1 in the
Stand by
red.
Group 1.
And we have 4 of our destroyers in the red and 2 in the yellow. Let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit.
Commandeered ship destroyed.
Stand by Group 1.
Ooh, they might be able to kill him. We might be able to kill 1 more battle carrier
Stand by Group
before this
1.
group dies. It's gonna be
Group
iffy.
1 is taking friendly fire. Stand by Group 1.
Online.
Has 5% health. 15,000 health left. It doesn't look like it's actually taking any more damage. All the destroyers that were focusing on it have died.
Stand by Group 1.
So it looks like they're actually gonna
Stand by
survive
Group
that.
1. Stand by Group 2.
1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 Turanic Raider Carriers in the yellow now.
Stand by Group 1.
Commandeered ship destroyed.
Oh boy.
Commandeered ship
There goes that one. Oh god, he's dying now.
Commandeered
The chain
ship
reaction's happening.
destroyed.
And he's being pushed because they have 3 Turanic Raider Carriers focusing their plasma bombs on him, and he can't fight back. Wow, that's terrifying.
Commandeered ship destroyed.
Oh boy, we got 1 left. And he's being pushed all over the place.
Stand by Group 1. Stand by Group 1.
Up, little guy. It was nice knowing you. I don't even think he's actually attacking back yet because he keeps being pushed with the plasma bombs. He's trying to stabilize himself, but it's not working. Also ignore the destroyers and heavy cruisers in the background. They're for testing purposes only.
Group 1 is taking friendly fire.
Oh boy. Oh my god, this is so terrifying. This is more terrifying than the beast. Of having this many carriers chase you and pushing you back, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Stand by Group 2.
It was amazing. But you can tell, like, this one back here was extremely damaged, couldn't really keep up with the fight. But yeah, that was amazing. So yeah, that's the Turanic Raiders Turanic Raider Carriers that I'll be using in my mod. I really like them. That was a really cool test. They have fast tracking point defense systems. They have the plasma bombs that can push ships back. Be very deadly against frigates if they can push super capitals back. I may have to nerf it a little bit. I think the pushback is a little bit too much. But then they also have the powerful ion cannons in the front that the Turanic Raider Carrier is known for. So yeah, the Turanic Raider Carrier is a very deadly machine? No, ship. It's a very, very deadly destroyer class ship. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this. If you did, please leave a like. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. And I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, this is Captain Soban signing out.
The Faker have arrived. emergency hyperspace procedures initiated. The mothership must survive.